9th English Solutions. Prose. Chapter 3. Old Man River. Question 1. What health hazards caused when water stagnates around your place? Answer: dangerous diseases, stench smell, mosquitoes breeding, etc. Question 2. When there is a power shutdown for long hours during floods, what will you do? Answer: I will collect rainwater for drinking and other purposes and will try to finish the daily chores before dusk. Question 3. What precautions would you take if there is an announcement about flooding in your area? Answer: I will move to a safer place, on a higher altitude. D. List out the human activities which have an impact on nature. Complete the tabular column. 1 is done for you. Answer: in text questions. A. Discuss with your partner and answer the following questions. Question 1. What were the girls doing in the living room? Answer: Amy and Rose were knitting. Betty was looking at a magazine. Question 2. Why was mother not able to come home? Answer: Mother couldn't get home from Mrs. Brandt's as the bridges between Mrs. Brandt's house and town are underwater. Question 3. How did Jim want the girls to get organized? Answer: Jim asked the girls to be organized. He asked Betty to search and bring flashlight, candles, lamps and lanterns, Rose to fill the tubs and pails, Amy to check on food, blankets and coats. Jim also asked them to be ready with first aid kit. Question 4. Which 2 important things did Jim want the girls to do to avoid getting scared? Answer: Jim instructed the girls not to show off to others how much each one was afraid of the situation and cause fear in others. Next, to get all the things together like water, food, blankets, coats, lights and to climb into the attic and onto the roof. Question 5. Where did Jim want the girls to climb up? How was it going to help them? Answer: Jim wanted the girls to climb up to the roof. It would help them as they could wave the flashlight and someone would see it and come for their rescue. Question 6. Who went to get Sarah? Where was she? Answer: Jim went to get Sarah. Sarah was on the playhouse porch. F. Discuss with your partner and answer the following questions. Question 1. What were the important objects that the girls and Jim tried to move to the attic? Why? Answer: flashlight, candles, lamps, lanterns, food, blankets, coats, books and jewels were some of the articles that the girls and Jim tried to move to the attic. By night, they were expecting the water to enter into the house. To be safe until the rescue arrived, they planned to stay in the attic. Question 2. Who came to rescue the children? Answer: Mr. Peters and Miss Mars came to rescue the children. Question 3. What happened to Sarah? Answer: Sarah's right leg just below the knee was hurt as she climbed down the ladder from the playhouse. Question 4. Who is Miss Mars? How does she help Sarah? Answer: Miss Mars is the Red Cross nurse. She understands that Sarah has broken her right leg just below the knee. She splints it up with pillows and umbrella and lifts her safely into the boat. She also decides to take her to the emergency Red Cross hospital in Armory. Question 5. Who were taken in the boat? Who were left behind? Answer: left behind in the house are Amy and Jim. Others were in the boat: Betty, Sarah, Rose, along with Mr. Peter and Miss Mars. Question 6. How does Red Cross help the children? Answer: Red Cross helps the children by rescuing them from the flooded area and by saving their lives. Textual questions. A. Based on your understanding of the play, choose the correct answer and fill in the blanks. 1. The radio announced that 1. The river was above the flood stage. 2. The Beaumont Dam had given way. 3. There will be a cloud burst. 4. There will be a cyclone. Answer 1. The river was above the flood stage. 2. Mother couldn't get home from Mrs. Brandt's because 1. It was raining heavily. 2. The bridges between home and the town were underwater. 3. There was an emergency at Mrs. Brandt's house. 4. She had broken her leg. Answer 2. The bridges between home and the town were underwater. 3. The Burnett Dam gave away as 1. It rained for days. 2. The dam was weak. 3. It rained heavily and the snow was melting. 4. The maintenance was poor. Answer 3. It rained heavily and the snow was melting. 4. There was no power because 1. The powerhouse was out of commission. 2. The powerhouse was flooded. 3. The dam gave away. 4. There was fire. Answer 2. The powerhouse was flooded. 5. Why did they splint up Sarah's leg with pillows? 1. She was unconscious out of fear. 2. She had broken her leg below the knee. 3. She was too lazy to walk. 4. She was making a fuss. Answer 2. She had broken her leg below the knee. B. Based on your reading, answer the following in 2 or 3 sentences each. Question 1. Why did Jim run from school? Answer. As the river was rising fast, Jim had to run every step of the way from school. The Burnett Dam gave way an hour ago and its condition was very bad. Question 2. Where was Amy's mother? Answer. Amy's mother took Dick to the dentist and was going to stop at Mrs. Brandt's for a recipe before reaching home. Question 3. Why did Amy ask Betty to fill in the water tubs? Answer. Amy asked Betty to fill the bowls, tubs, pails and pitchers with fresh water because town supply might be cut off or could become unsafe to drink. Question 4. According to Jim, what are the 2 things that a person should remember in times of emergency? Answer. First thing, we must not let the others see how scared we are. Next, to get all the things together in one place like water, food, blankets, coats, light, etc. Question 5. Why is Jim climbing on the roof? Answer. Jim wanted to be on top of the roof thinking that he would signal for help from the roof. Coast Guard would send a boat to rescue them. Question 6. Who were there in the living room? What were they doing? Answer. Amy, Betty and Rose were sitting in the living room. Amy and Rose were knitting while Betty was looking at pictures in a magazine. Question 7. Why were they going to sleep in the attic? Answer. To save themselves from getting floated along with the rising water, they decided to climb into attic and onto the roof because they were living in a bungalow instead of a 2-story house. Question 8. Who came in the boat? Answer. Tom Peter and Miss Mars came in the rescue boat. Tom Peter is member of the Red Cross Disaster Committee and Penny Mars is the Red Cross nurse. Question 9. Who is the founder of Junior Red Cross? Answer. Jean Henry Dunant. C. Match the following by drawing a line across column A and B. D. Based on your understanding of the text, answer the following in about 3 to 4 sentences each. 1. Describe the home alone experience of the children. Answer. Amy Marshall and Betty Marshall were left alone in the home and due to cyclone, the water level was rising around their house. They were lucky enough to have their friends come neighbor Rose Field. Sarah Field and Jim Hall in their house to fight against the disastrous moment. Amy's mother had taken Dick to dentist, and on her way back she was supposed to meet Mrs. Brandt for a recipe. Amy's father was in Chicago on some business matters. 2. Elaborate the rescue operation undertaken by Mr. Peter. Answer: Tom Peters and Miss Maas, member of the Red Cross Disaster Committee and Red Cross nurse respectively, were on a boat calling out for Mr. Marshall's family to know whether they were safe. Jim responded and guided the rescue team to know where they were. Mr. Peters was shocked to know that there were children and no adults inside the house. When they were climbing down the ladder, Sarah fell and got hurt. She was wrapped in blanket. Mr. Peters suggested that more than pain it is the fear that is not making them function well and asked them to be composed. Sarah has broken her right leg just below the knee. They splint it up with pillows and umbrella to lift her safely into the boat. They took her to the emergency Red Cross hospital in the Armory. 3. How did Jim prove himself as a good rescuer in the flood situation? Answer: Jim Hall, a neighbor, came to the rescue of all 3 girls luckily during the crisis time. Mr. Marshall and Mrs. Marshall were away due to valid reasons, one on business at Chicago and the other on a visit to the dentist along with Dick. Jim Hall acted very wisely by giving all the 3 girls directions to collect flashlight, fill water, candles and first aid kit. Jim advised them to climb into the attic and onto the roof, because the house they were staying was a bungalow and not a 2-story house. It was dangerous as water might have entered the house anytime. 4. Briefly narrate the happenings of the play in Scene 2. A. How did Amy manage the situation at home? Answer: Amy, Rose and Betty had 3 candles on the table. Sarah was asleep covered with the blanket in a big chair. Betty was trying to read with the help of candlelight. Amy would suggest them to sleep. B. How did the marshal save the children? Answer: Mr. Peters was carrying Sarah and gave her confidence by stating that she was more frightened than hurt. Miss Maas splint right leg of Sarah up with pillows and umbrella just below the knee to lift her safely into the boat. Then they took her to the emergency Red Cross hospital in the Armory. A. Using a dictionary, find out the synonyms and the antonyms of the words given below. 1 has been done for you. Answer: K. Given below are some qualities that the characters in the play displayed during the floods for survival. Identify and write the character with the qualities. Old Man River Glossary. Cloudburst, a sudden violent rainstorm. Gasp, catch one's breath with an open mouth, owing to pain or astonishment. Hark, listen, pay attention. Lantern, a lamp with a transparent case protecting the flame or electric bulb, and typically having a handle by which it may be carried or hung. Pickaback, a piggyback ride, on the back and shoulders of another person. Pitcher, a large jug. Shudder, shiver typically is a result of fear or revulsion. Splint, a long flat object used as a support for a broken bone so that the bone stays in a particular position while it heals. Stamping, bring down one's foot heavily on the ground. Thumping, hitting or striking heavily, especially with fist or a blunt instrument. Wink, close and open one eye quickly, shine a flash intermittently.